Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show for Friday, December the 8th, 2017. Welcome to another eBay video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing several types of unsolicited best offers. We're going to be discussing a lot about feedback. We're going to be discussing your comments and concerns from last week's video. I'll answer some of your questions, so let's get right into it. If you're wondering why I'm filming here instead of at my house, it's because I couldn't film this morning because the noisy landscapers were going like crazy. It was just impossible. So now I'm rushing to beat the deadline. I need to get this video filmed, edited, and uploaded by 7 p.m. So let's see if we can do this. First, we're going to start with your questions, comments, and concerns from last week's video. The most popular comment that was rated highest by everybody was Matt's Vintage Video Games, who talked about cancellation fees. He stated, "Fantastic idea of a cancellation fee. Love it. And it should be a decent percentage and governed by eBay and not by us sellers. A decent size of fee may actually work and make people read what they're buying, and will keep down all the trolls who do this just for snits and giggles." Also on the same topic, John Snyder wrote in, "I doubt eBay will ever institute your cancellation fee idea. I don't believe they want to do anything they think will discourage buying." Lastly, on the same topic, Skinny Cow wrote, "eBay needs to sort out this cancellation nonsense, or the sellers will sort it out for them, such as ignoring the cancellation request and send the items anyway to the buyer. I've done that before on cheaper items and never had a problem. It might piss off the buyer, but as eBay won't fix the problem, eBay has no one to blame but themselves if they get contacted by a few pissed off buyers." So, that's where we stand on that topic. On returns, Rick Mayer wrote in, "Good show again, Joe. Sellers beware. Most of the items I sell are $15 or less. Problem is with buyers who receive the item and send an eBay message, it does not work. I message them back and always say open a return. Most of the buyers don't, and I never hear from them again. What I'm getting at is they think I may automatically refund them and let them keep the item, since I do not want to pay the return shipping for an inexpensive item. Scam is all over the place on our favorite selling site." I agree with them that the cheaper items always cause the most problems. I avoid them like the plague. I try not to sell anything under $30. However, I do have some cheaper items listed, and the only reason I have them listed is because I literally got them for either nothing or next to nothing, and any profit I make on them is sheer profit. On big box sellers, Vicky Gagan wrote, "Love the idea of a $1 cancellation fee. Not that much money, and eBay could really profit from it with all the bottom of the deck cancellations lately. As far as eBay giving special consideration to big box sellers, it is very true a lot of brick and mortar businesses, especially in the electronics and appliance categories, oftentimes sell items that are underperforming, discontinued, overstocked, and leftover items through eBay. It is a little known fact because they do so much business with eBay, they have certain privileges and exemptions from eBay policies. For example, they can post their phone numbers and websites in their listings, also have discounts on eBay fees. I knew the video was not over, Joe, because you did not drink from the ceremonial Fox News cup." Also on big box sellers, Mike Tudor wrote, "Hey Joe, eBay has had special arrangements with mega sellers for years. Besides lower fees, these big sellers have different rules than the little guys. eBay doesn't want these big sellers to go to Amazon, so they'll lower the fees and turn a blind eye to rules like phone numbers on the listings. The same goes with China sellers." Speaking of China sellers, Dale Leonard wrote, "Off subject, just seen an eBay commercial during the OU game that was basically implying that if you want brand name and not Chinese, buy from eBay, not Amazon. Can you imagine if eBay kicked off China sellers and put them in an international category like they should be? eBay business would explode with sales. Amazon having big issues with influx of China sellers on its platform, causing problems for buyers. We can dream, right? I would love it. I would freaking love it. The China sellers have been a scourge in the side of eBay Motors for a long time, and eBay altogether. I would like, at the very least, a filter where people could shop for name brand, original equipment items instead of this cheap China knockoff crap that does nothing for the US economy. It pollutes it. A couple of people wrote in with questions that I'll answer now. First question is from HK769311. Love your videos, Joe. This might be an off-topic question, but I was wondering what type of software you use for keeping track of inventory. I have only about 100 items listed, but have several hundred that I haven't gotten to list yet because I'm constantly building the inventory. I can't imagine how you can keep track of thousands of items, let alone have time to list so many. Any tips would be greatly appreciated. I don't use an inventory system per se, I use this. I basically have 1,300 items listed on eBay at any time, and I know where each and every one is. Once in a blue moon, I will sell something here at work to a walk-in customer and forget to pull it off eBay, and then it will sell on eBay, and when that happens, I just go buy one from another seller or from somebody I know online. So it's not a problem for me at all. Another question from Greg Coop. Hey Joe, I'm currently a top-rated seller on eBay thanks to the likes of very charismatic people like you and the valid information you continue to provide, which is why I happen to be a huge fan of the Crazy New York Driver Show. My question is as follows. Will you be doing a show on bookkeeping and taxes? No, absolutely not. I am not an expert, and that is not my forte. I have an accountant that does all my tax work for me. Let me tell you something. They are not cheap. I pay a lot of money to my guy to take care of the business end for me, and he does a pretty good job of it. But when you have a brick and mortar store like me and you're into serious selling, I totally recommend you getting an accountant. The next comments I want to read have to do with the Fox News Cup. I think about 15 or 20 people almost had a heart attack last week because the video almost ended and they thought I wasn't going to take a drink. So I'll read those comments now. ZXC2052 wrote, did I miss the Fox News Cup of Life last week? Sir, you must have bailed out before the video ended. Shame on you for that. Shame. Always watch my videos to the very end. There's always content right up until I go like that. Okay? So please, stay to the very end from now on. Alan Mayer wrote, LOL Joe, I kept thinking as the video was winding down that you haven't taken a drink. Pays to watch all the way through. Matt Zolo wrote, Joe, looks like the Cup of Life has permanently replaced the Gatorade. The ending was so funny that even this silent code slinger had to comment. Great job on doxing the chubster. And the last comment, which is really funny, was from Billy Bob Bicklesworth. He wrote, one day Chuck left his plush pad and headed to a movie all by himself. Poor guy. Maybe I'll give him some company when he gets out of the theater. I love that comment. While we're on that subject, if you look down below in the description box, you're going to see a link to a brand new YouTube channel. Over the last few weeks, I've been telling you guys to check out the videos in the channel below. Unfortunately, my stalker has made a ton of fake YouTube accounts. Something he's always done since day one. This is how he operates. He makes fake accounts to mass flag people's videos. And he mass flagged all those videos on the channels I showed you over the last couple of weeks because he does not want the authorities to see what he's been doing. Therefore, there's a new channel below, and there's only 3 videos on it. The first 2 videos are of the Fox News report that they did on him a couple of years ago. The first one is when they unmasked him in the parking lot coming out of the theater all alone. That was something, man. I'll never forget that as long as I live. The second report shows him in court where he filed a fake court document, a fake PPO order against me, which I fought, and I won, of course. And I'm surprised that he was never charged with filing a fake court document. I'm hoping to get him charged on that and some other things, but that's for the future. And the third video on that channel is a channel trailer, which is me explaining what the channel's about and a little bit of the backstory. So if you guys have some time, please subscribe to that channel below and watch the videos. And yeah, so let's get started with this week's topics. First of all, I got some good news. Really good news. Good news number one, I hit 11,000 feedback this week. Come on, give it up for Crazy New York Driver. Everybody's clapping. Stand, stand, stand. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I had 11,000 feedback on eBay. More good news. Remember 2 weeks ago I made a video about buying and selling feedback on eBay? Now, we all know that is against eBay policy. Yet these listings continue to appear. Nobody's doing anything about it. Or nobody was doing anything about it. For those of you who listened to eBay radio yesterday afternoon, Thursday afternoon, you heard me on it, discussing this problem with Griff. And the problem is going to be taken care of. Yes, indeedy do. Bang! All those are going bye-bye. Nobody should be able to buy and sell feedback on eBay, period. It's against the rules. I am going to keep a sharp eye out on this. I'm going to report every one of them. Right here. I've got 11,000 feedback that I earned myself. I did all the work, and you guys earned all your feedback. You did all the work, and you deserve credit. People should not be able to buy and sell feedback. And if I see it again, I'm going to report it. Oh, I'm in a good mood today, folks. In fact, you know what? Since I'm in such a good mood right now, hold on. Let us now drink from the Fox News Cup of Life. I'd like to point out that even though I'm at work, I made sure I brought the Fox News Cup to work with me, so as not to disappoint any of you good people. Now I'd like to talk about unsolicited best offers, because last Sunday I got 3 different types of unsolicited best offers in one day, which freaked me out, but it's very interesting and I think you guys will enjoy this story. So the first one was what I call a legitimate lowball offer. I had an item listed for $75 plus shipping. A guy wrote to me and said, will you take $45 plus shipping? Which is lower than I really wanted, but it was a dog item. And you know, I really wanted the sale and get rid of these things. So I wrote back to him and I said, if I lower the price to $45, will you buy the items today? He said, yes, I will. I lowered the price, he bought them, bang, sale was made, no problems, no complaints. 45 was a little lower than I wanted to go, but sometimes you got to push out the old and make room for the new. So that kind of deal I have no issues with whatsoever. The next kind is the kind that does irritate me a little bit. I had an item for $135 and a guy wrote to me and said, what is the lowest you will take for this item? If you're watching my videos for a long time, in my opinion, those people will never buy no matter what price you throw at them. So my standard answer for them is, I'm sorry, I cannot go any lower. See if you can get it locally so you can maybe save on shipping. That's always been my standard answer. But starting last year, I add one more sentence to it, which really works good. I'll say something like, if you tell me what state you live in, I will search for you on eBay and see if I can find it for you cheaper. Because keep in mind, this guy's never going to buy from you. All right? So this guy, I wrote to him, and he writes back to you in a couple of hours and says, I live in New Jersey, right here. So I went right on eBay instantly, with no problem whatsoever. I found a guy selling the same item as me for $110. I copied the link and I sent it to that buyer and I said, buy from this guy. He's only asking $110 for the same item. Now that accomplishes a bunch of things. Gets the guy off my back, gives the guy a cheaper price, which is what he wants, and hopefully the other seller will make money. Of course, knowing human nature like I know it, that guy is not going to buy from that other seller because he doesn't want to spend $110 either. And sure enough, I checked yesterday and that item is still listed on eBay. That is an example of a person who is not a serious buyer. The third type of person I'd like to talk about is one that's very uncommon, thankfully. It's a person who asks for local pickup and does it in a very weird and convoluted way. So I had an item that was listed as $25 plus $15 shipping. The guy writes to me and says, I live not too far from your area. I would like to offer you $10 for the item, and I would like to come and pick it up in person, and I will pay you in cash. Oh no, that's not going to happen. And let me explain why, because this is very important. Number one, he's asking to take a sale off eBay. All right? That's not going to happen. Number two, if you were to agree to this, in spite of that, he could hold you up for as long as he wanted. Case in point, and I've told you this story many times. Many years ago, I'm talking like in the early 2000s, I sold 2 different items in 1 week where I would allow local pickup. Both people wrote to me, both were for $9.99 items, plus shipping, whatever it was, let's say $10. Both people wrote to me and said, Joe, you hold that item for 3 weeks till I'm in your area. Then I will come into your store and pay you cash. Like it's some huge monetary windfall that they're going to give me. $10? I'm not holding anything for 3 weeks. After the appropriate time, I filed an unpaid item case against these 2 jokers. They both got unpaid item strikes. Then, they both left me negative feedback. And of course, I could not leave them negative feedback because we can't neg a buyer. Then, to rub salt in the wound, they got the unpaid item strikes removed. Now, to be fair, this could never happen today in 2017, almost 2018. eBay has safeguards to prevent this. But I wrote back to this guy and I explained to him why I would not do it. I said, I'm not going to do that. I said, however, what I will do, if you want, I will, but we'll do it through eBay and you pay the $15 shipping. And he absolutely refused. He said, no way. He wouldn't do it. He just wouldn't do it. What did he do? He then wrote back to me the next day and said, I went out and bought a cheap set of those China copy hubcaps on eBay, $35 with free shipping. His point was he did not want to pay for shipping. He refused to pay me $10 for the hub and $15 shipping, $25, but he's willing to pay $35 as long as he doesn't have to pay shipping. Does that make any sense? That guy is penny wise and pound foolish because those cheap China hubcaps don't hold up. This goes back to what we talked about earlier in the video about China parts. I don't like them. I don't recommend them. They're just no good. Moving on to talk about sales. My sales this week were good. Once again, I had a strong week. But again, I'm noticing long gaps between sales. During the week, there was one point I went 22 straight hours without making a single sale. Then there was another time where I had 2 sales instantly at the same time. There's just no rhyme or reason to it. I don't understand it. So guys, how were your sales this week? I'm sure hoping you did well. That being said, I'm going to keep the video fairly short today because I'm running short on light. It's getting dark out already. You know it gets dark here? It starts getting dark at 4:15. So, let's do a rehash, and I'd like your comments, questions, and concerns as usual. How do you feel about the fact that I have taken the initiative and contacted eBay one-on-one to get them to stop allowing buying and selling of feedback? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Comment below. How do you feel about the 3 types of unsolicited best offers that I asked you? Do you get them as well? I don't mind unsolicited lowball offers like the first guy because you can often work with those guys. But example number 2 and number 3, that will not fly with me. But I want to hear your opinion because that's important to me. So please comment that below. If you have any questions you want me to answer, you're free to ask them and I'll read them on next week's video. Remember guys, I come out here every week to make these videos every single Friday. I've been doing this for approximately 10 years. I am a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. If you think I'm doing a good job, please give me a thumbs up because it shows me that I'm doing the right thing and I'm helping you guys. If you don't think I'm helping you, tell me what you want me to address next week and I'll be more than happy to do it. Remember, I'm Crazy New York Driver and you're not. Thanks for watching. Go out there and make a ton of sales this week. I hope all you guys do great. Also, rock on and peace! Yeah!